Hi everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Business Tips for Trading Across Borders, which is a US partner activity in collaboration with the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce. Today we are here to speak to you about the future of blockchain, and with us we have a crypto and blockchain strategist. He's also the founder of Bitcoins.lk. We're privileged to have with us Sanjay Mendis. Welcome, Sanjay, to the show.
Thanks, Shiran.
So Sanjay, before we get into the nitty-gritty of blockchain, let's maybe ask a simple question. What is blockchain?
Yeah, so that's a very complex question, but I'll try to answer it very simply. Think about the ledger you know, where you update your accounts. Think of it being spread over millions of computers. So if anyone wants to make a change in the ledger, they have to have 51% of the ledger's change. So this is why it is the most secure network and it is trustless, which is the key benefit that blockchain brings into tech.
Right. And when we move from the concept to its application, what have you seen in terms of its application from a Sri Lankan industry and even an export industry point of view?
See, the biggest advantage of use cases comes in export industries, because the key advantage of blockchain can be used for traceability. As you know, if you put in information somewhere, it can be docked. People can change Excel sheets, people can do jugglery like that. If you have it in blockchain, it is truth, because nobody can change it, and that is why it's accepted globally. So specifically when you're saying Ceylon tea, you're exporting it from Sri Lanka, you can actually trace it to the plantation and it is immutable. So that is one. Garments, to know, because there are so many fakes. How do you know what Calvin Klein you're wearing, right? Traceability of that. So there are in traceability, then supply chain management. Those are the key areas that blockchain is moving forward at present.
Right. And when we think about the SME segment, we see sometimes whenever there is new trends, they are probably the last to maybe adopt to it, or there is slow movement. How can a technology such as this really help them leverage and move forward even much faster than maybe larger firms?
Yes, so that is also an advantage of blockchain, right? What happens in blockchain is your cost of adoption is relatively very, very low. If you're looking at why, when you said about the large MNCs using high tech, you're talking about large ERP solutions which need hardware, server rooms, IT teams, whereas blockchain, the core technology is already pre-built, and to run what you call a node, which is in Bitcoin we call it miners, Ethereum also it's called validators. You run a node, you can run a node in a normal PC, and you don't need to have firewalls, you don't have to have security, right? So integrating that and adapting that is very, very cost effective. So that is the key advantage for SMEs and for even individual business people, because they can be in a part of a global ecosystem. Why it wasn't done before is, if your information is stored in a shared server, other people had access to it. Now, because it's in blockchain, you and I can share the same network, you will never have access to my information. So that is a key advantage that we are driving forward.
Right. And in parallel, we are also seeing a lot of change on the payment side of it. More specifically, cryptocurrency and other kind of exchanges coming in and dominating. How are you seeing this trend globally, regionally coming to Sri Lanka, and what are we lacking on in terms of getting on that?
Yeah, so we are actually moving slowly but steadily into crypto. As you know, brands like Visa and Master are coming into this space very aggressively. So we are looking at inward payments coming through crypto, because as you know, Sri Lanka has been trying to get a payment partner like PayPal to come to Sri Lanka, right? It's not easy because we are a small country and they're not going to invest. Whereas inward remittance using crypto, one, it is cheaper because your commission is 0.25%, right? And your transactions are faster. It comes peer to peer. It doesn't need to come to a bank. It comes directly to your wallet account. So that I feel specifically we have nearly 40,000 gig economy workers working in the IT sector, right? All of those people can use inward payments using crypto, and I feel that will be a big advantage for us, and also for export transactions, right? If you look at companies like Ripple, Polygon, they're going into payment systems which is going to be very low cost for rapid transition, because it's a 24-hour thing. You don't have to have bank cutoff times where you send a payment on Friday, it goes to your account on Tuesday. You send a payment now, within 5 minutes across the world, that will be received. So those are the advantages crypto is bringing into this whole ecosystem.
Right. And in terms of setting up an exchange, and maybe it's clear the service side of the benefits, but maybe from the traditional exports, how may that impact them?
So traditional exports, again, look at the moment, right? We have issues of opening LCs because of outward remittance, inward remittance. There are so much of stuff, and it's not only Sri Lanka, right? Globally, we are in a recession. So using a crypto-based solution for payments, right? Because specifically when you're speaking to SMEs, right? You're looking at peer-to-peer. I can today send Bitcoin knowing your Twitter handle to you through Twitter, right? Because Twitter is integrated to crypto, right? So like that, if Sri Lanka builds this ecosystem, right, you're looking at very, very fast adoption, and also exporters of Sri Lanka getting recognition, like what happened in El Salvador, right? We didn't know there was a country called El Salvador till 2 years ago, till their leader adopted Bitcoin. So like that, we can be in the forefront because we don't have legacy systems holding us back, and that is where I feel exporters can really push this forward and tell the world, look here, we are having blockchain traceability, you can make payments using crypto, and we are in a quite ahead of the curve when it comes to this, because if you look at the region, they're still struggling. Bangladesh, it's illegal. India is having questions, right? So that is why I see there's a big opportunity for Sri Lanka to jump forward in South Asia and take this on.
Thanks, Sanjay. I think these were quite useful inputs and thoughts, and how these technologies can actually help in an economic revival, given our current climate as well. So I thank you for your insights. I think we understood what blockchain is, some real examples of blockchain and cryptocurrency, and more importantly, how SMEs could really leverage on these technologies and use it to drive forward their businesses and drive forward their export orders. So let me thank you once again, Sanjay, for joining on our series, and to our viewers, please stay tuned for future episodes like this, where we explore very thematic topics and speak to experts relevant to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Shiran.